Hi, I'm Lucy Alexander with the AIChE Institute for Sustainability at the 2015 Carbon Management Technologies Conference, here with Dr. Matt Carr, Executive Director of Algae Biomass Organization, Dr. Laurel Harmon, VP of Government Relations at LanzaTech, and Mark Allen, VP of Integrated Carbon Solutions. Matt, let's start with you. What is your view of carbon utilization?
Well, Lucy, I feel like too often the conversation around carbon boils down to trade-off between cost and benefit. And we at ABO believe that actually carbon is an opportunity, that there is value to be had from carbon, and that we can actually address the challenge of climate change while creating jobs and economic opportunity. And Mark and Laurel here represent two of the technologies that are working to do that.
So can you comment on where these technologies are on a path to commercialization? Let's start with you, Laurel.
Certainly. The technology that we have developed is a gas fermentation process in which carbon-containing gases are consumed in fermentation by microbes. It's just like yeast fermentation, making ethanol or other products, except these consume gases. And so we have scaled up that technology from a pilot plant in New Zealand that started out in 2008 and have deployed demonstration sites around the world. And we actually are starting our first 2 commercial plants this year, one in Europe and one in Taiwan.
Okay. And how about yourself?
Well, our technology, we use CO2 from industrial sources to grow algae, and that becomes a biofertilizer, which we use to replace conventional nitrogen fertilizer and add a lot of other benefits to agriculture, including sequestering soil, carbon in soil, which we call terrestrial sequestration. Soil is the second largest carbon sink on the planet, so we have a lot of opportunity to store carbon there. Our commercialization efforts, although we started our work in the U.S., our research and development, we're actually commercializing in China, where agriculture is problematic in a lot of ways, and they need a lot of help, and it really seems to fit into what they're doing and planning to do.
Well, thank you. And then can each one of you comment on how you see CCUS being utilized in the future, maybe in the next few decades?
Well, I think a lot of people talk about these kinds of technologies as, the solutions of the distant future.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people would be surprised to learn that they're being piloted, demonstrated, and commercialized today. Right, Laura?
Certainly. And I think what we're seeing is a real transformation in the view of carbon and the view of waste, carbon-containing waste, that these are an opportunity and a resource, and that's exemplified by our partnerships. The plants that I referred to are in partnerships with major steel manufacturers. One, ArcelorMittal, is the largest steel manufacturer in the world, and they are committed to using the carbon that comes out of their processes as a way to offset other types of fossil carbon, and in doing so, stimulate a kind of circular economy or recycling. And I think that's really where we're going.
Okay. Too often the carbon discussion is around the difficulty of cost, and we've been reluctant to have regulations and really tackle it because it all looks like high cost. What we're doing with our companies and our industry is monetizing CO2, treating it as a resource, as a feedstock, and producing valuable products from it, and making profits. So that really changes the game of what to do with carbon, how to do it, and how soon you can do it, and getting it out of the discussion of all of the difficulty of the cost involved to the opportunity to make a profit, treating it as a resource.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.